I welcome you in this lecture on functional analysis. Let us recall the theorem which we proved in the earlier lecture. In the last lecture, we proved that if n is non-linear space, then n by m is also non-linear space, where M is closed linear subspace of N. It is closed subset of metric space N and linear subspace of vector space N. I repeat, M is closed subset of metric space N and it is linear subspace of vector space or linear space N. Secondly, we proved that if N is complete non-linear space, that is Banach space, I am using CNLS as abbreviation for complete non-linear space, that is Banach space. If N is complete non-linear space, then N by M is also complete non-linear space. It is also Banach space. Further, we proved that we establish the equivalent definitions of continuity. Now, we begin this lecture by defining bounded function. Let n and n dash, let n and n dash be non-linear spaces, be normed linear spaces, and T from n to n dash be linear map, linear transformation or linear function, and let T from n to n dash be linear. T is said to be bounded. T is said to be bounded if there is constant, capital K greater equal to 0 such that norm of Tx is less equal to k times norm of x. This definition is equivalent to the definition of continuity by virtue of the theorem which we have proved in the last lecture. So, T is continuous if and only if T is bounded. Note that T has to be linear. We are studying linear transformations. We are dealing with linear transformations only. And for linear transformations, it is true that T is continuous if and only if T is bounded. You refer to the third statement in the last theorem and you will find that third statement in the last theorem is T is bounded, and the first statement in the last theorem was T is continuous. We established the equivalence of these statements. So T is continuous if and only if T is bounded. Further, you can observe that T is bounded if and only if, this is again equivalent definition of bounded linear transformation. T is bounded if and only if there exists, say, constant m greater or equal to 0 such that norm of Tx is such that norm of Tx is less equal to m for all x belongs to n. Recall that T is function from n to n dash, which is linear. So we have several equivalent definitions of bounded or continuous functions. Next we define the notation. This is script B, I can say. N dash is the set of all functions T from n to n dash which are continuous or bounded, In fact, this B stands for bounded. As I mentioned, continuity and boundedness happen to be same thing for linear transformations. So Bn dash is the set of all linear transformations from n to n dash which are continuous or bounded. I would repeat this or rewrite this in this fashion. T belongs to Bn dash if and only if T from n to n dash is linear and bounded or continuous. So remember this, elements of Bn dash are linear and bounded functions from n to n dash. After revising this theorem and defining bounded functions, let us define a function which serves as norm on n to n dash, and this function will be norm on Bn n dash. It is defined as norm of T is equal to supremum of the set norm Tx where norm x is less equal to 1. With shorter notation, we could write this as supremum of norm Tx where norm x is less equal to 1. In the next theorem, we are going to verify that this function is actually a norm. There are 4 properties in the definition of norm, and those 4 properties we are going to verify in the next theorem. Let us take this as a next theorem. Let n and n dash be normed linear spaces and Bnn dash and Bnn dash be the set of all linear and continuous functions from n to n dash, the function norm from Bn n dash to R is defined as norm of T is equal to supremum of norm Tx, where norm x is less equal to 1. Then Bnn dash is a normed linear space, We will have a subsequent theorem in which we will prove that if n dash is complete, then Bn dash is also complete. In other words, if n dash is metric space, if n dash is Banach space, then Bn dash is also Banach space. Let us prove this. It can easily be verified that Bn dash is a linear space. It is a vector space under pointwise addition and scalar multiplication. So let us begin the proof by mentioning this. Proof: Bn dash is linear space or vector space under the pointwise addition and scalar multiplication so it is linear space. In next part we will prove that this function is a norm. So we are going to verify 4 properties of norm. For this purpose, let me take 2 functions. Let t1 and t2 belongs to Bn dash and alpha be a scalar Scalar means real or complex number in this case, and alpha be a scalar. So first property of norm is norm of any vector, in this case any function, should be non-zero, and this is obvious. Norm of t1 is equal to supremum of norm of t1x, where x belongs to n and norm of x is less equal to 1. As this is supremum, it will be greater equal to every element in this set, and in particular it will be greater equal to norm of t1 0, which equals to 0. So thus we proved that norm of t1 is greater equal to 0. It is obvious, as t1 0 belongs to this set, it will be less equal to supremum of this set, and since t1 is linear, t1 0 equals to 0 and norm of 0 vector is 0. Second property which we will verify is this: norm of t1 is 0 if and only if t1 is 0. So norm of, first let us assume that norm of t1 is 0. This implies supremum of norm t1x, norm x less equal to 1 is 0. Note that every vector, every number in this set is non-zero. Why is it? Because norm is always non-negative. So we are saying that supremum of set of some non-negative real numbers is 0. This is possible if and only if every member of this set is 0. So this implies norm of t1x is equal to 0 for all x belongs to n with norm of x less equal to 1. And you can easily deduce from this fact, if you multiply it by scalar, whatever may be the norm, you will get this. Or for clarity, if you want, I can provide you the proof of this fact, that this implies norm of t1x is equal to 0 for all x belongs to n. You can easily deduce this fact. Try to prove this. As it is too simple, I am skipping the proof, but note that this immediately follows from this. So this implies, now where is vector t1x? It is in n dash, and as n dash is non-linear space, we can say t1x is equal to 0. Norm of vector is 0 if and only if vector is 0. If you want to specify the reason, you may specify, since n dash is non-linear space. This is the reason. This implies for all x belongs to n. Note that this holds for all x belongs to n. So every vector gets mapped to 0, then function must be 0. So say this is a constant function, t1 is equal to 0. This is 0 map or 0 function. It is easy to observe that all these steps can be reversed back, and hence we have if and only if type of statement. Norm of t1 is equal to 0 if and only if t1 is 0 map. All these properties are trivial and easy to verify. Third property we will verify for norm. This property is norm of triangle inequality. So norm of T1 plus T2, by definition, it is equal to supremum of the set norm of T1 plus T2 x, where x belongs to n and norm of x is less equal to 1. Use triangle inequality, and by using triangle inequality we can write that this is less equal to supremum of norm T1x plus norm T2x, where norm x is less equal to 1. Further, this we can, by using properties of supremum, we can split it in this form: T1x norm x is less equal to 1. As these steps involve the basic knowledge of real analysis, I am not explaining in detail. Plus supremum, here we are using basic properties of supremum. So supremum of norm T2x, where norm x is less equal to 1. Okay, this is equal to norm of T1 plus norm of T2. We thus proved that norm of T1 plus T2 is less equal to norm of T1 plus norm of T2. The fourth property is about scalar multiplication. Norm of alpha T1, we want to prove that this equals to norm of T1 times mod alpha. So supremum of norm alpha T1 x, where norm x is less equal to 1, x belongs to n. Everywhere we need to write x belongs to n, or it is to be understood that x belongs to n. For simplicity, I am skipping to write this. So this is equal to supremum of norm alpha T1x norm x is less equal to 1. Note that addition and scalar multiplication are defined pointwise in Bn n dash. That's why alpha T1x equals to alpha T1x. This equals to supremum of mod alpha norm T1x, where norm x is less equal to 1. Okay, as mod alpha is non-negative, I can take this outside. We have to be careful while taking constant outside the supremum. We can take this if it is non-negative constant, and mod alpha is of course non-negative. So this is equal to mod alpha norm of T1, and this is what we wish to prove, that norm of alpha T1 equals to mod alpha norm T1. Okay, this proves the fact that we have verified all four properties of norm, and this proves that Bn n dash is norm linear space. Bn n dash is norm linear space. Okay, next I'll take two examples of B n dash. Two examples on, say, bounded or continuous functions. These two properties we'll use quite often. So first example, that we'll see is this. I want to cover 3 examples, but let me see. Begin with this first example. Let T belongs to B n n dash. Here n and n dash are non-linear spaces and B n n dash is the set of all linear and continuous functions from n to n dash. Prove that norm of Tx is less equal to norm of T into norm of X for all X belongs to N. It is very easy to prove this. We just have to use definition of norm of T. So norm of T is defined as supremum of norm of Tx where norm x is less equal to 1. Okay. Let x belongs to n. We consider 2 cases. First case, x is equal to 0. In this case, clearly, what will be norm of Tx? It is equal to norm of T0, that equals to norm of 0, which equals to 0 means 0 vector, and this 0 is number. Note that this is a vector and this is a number. So we get equality, which I could write it as norm of T into norm of 0 vector, that is equal to x in this case. So thus we get equality in the first case. Second case, x is not equal to 0. Take y is equal to x upon norm x. Then norm of y is of course 1 because it is equal to norm of x upon norm of x, which equals to 1. Then norm of y is equal to 1, and I may call this statement as star, which is definition of norm of T. And by definition of norm of T and by definition of norm of T in star, we have what will be relation between norm of Ty and norm of T. This is supremum, so it will be greater equal to any element of this set, and this one particular element that we are taking in this set is norm of Ty. So we have norm of Ty is less equal to norm of or supremum of all such elements, and which equals to norm of T. So norm of Ty is less equal to norm of T. This implies what is y? It is x upon norm x vector. It is less equal to norm of T. Use linearity, and by using linearity we can take 1 upon norm x, which is scalar, outside this norm. So norm of T and after simplification we'll get this as norm of Tx is less equal to norm of T into norm of X. Okay. So thus in both cases we got that norm of Tx is less equal to norm T into norm X. In first case we got the equality. In second case we have inequality. Norm Tx is less equal to norm Tx. This is very useful property which we will be constantly using. Remember the result. If T belongs to Bn n dash, that is if T is linear and bounded, then we have this property that norm of Tx is less equal to norm of T into norm of X. Okay. Let us take another example for norm. For bounded functions, another useful property we are going to prove. Let T and T dash belongs to B n n dash. Prove that norm of Tt dash is less equal to norm of T into norm of T dash. It is fairly easy to prove this result. Recall the terminology. N and n dash are norm linear spaces. Bn n dash is the set of all linear and bounded functions from n to n dash. T and T dash are linear and bounded functions from n to n dash. Norm of T is defined by this relation, and similarly norm of T dash is also defined by this relation. So let us begin by definitions of norm T. So what is norm T? It is equal to supremum of norm Tx where norm X is less equal to 1, and norm of T dash is equal to supremum of norm of T dash X where X belongs to n and norm of X is less equal to 1. We may need to refer to these definitions or statements, so let us call them as star 1 and star 2. Okay. So let us begin with the left hand side. Consider norm of Tt dash. It is equal to supremum of norm of Tt dash X where norm X is less equal to 1. I would like to make a correction here. Here Tt dash belongs to say Bnn. Domain and codomain need to be same. The reason is that what is definition of Tt dash? Tt dash is not a product. In fact, product is undefined. By Tt dash we mean a composition, T composition T dash. Okay. So all are functions from n to n. kindly consider this slight correction. Both are T and T dash are in B and N. Okay, and also have the interpretation of TT dash as T composition T dash. Okay, so norm of TT dash is equal to supremum of norm TT dash x, where norm x is less equal to 1. Now this is equal to, by virtue, I could write this as supremum of norm of T dash x, norm x is less equal to 1. Now use this property which we have proved in the earlier example, the previous example. So by using previous example, I could write this as less equal to supremum of norm T times norm of T dash x, let's say that norm of x is less equal to 1. And what is the reason? Since norm of Tx is always less equal to norm T into norm x. Okay, I could take norm T outside this set as it is non-negative. So this is equal to supremum of norm T dash x, where norm x is less equal to 1. Okay, this is again use the same property, the property which we proved in the previous example. So by using this property, I could take this as, I could write this as, this is less equal to, let me continue here in this part. So this is again less equal to, by using the same property, again this is less equal to norm T supremum of norm T dash x, norm T dash of norm of x, where norm x is less equal to 1. So this is equal to norm T, take norm of T dash outside this set as it is non-negative. So this is equal to supremum of norm x is less equal to 1. Supremum of this set is of course 1 unless n is 0 vector space. Okay, so this is equal to 1, and that's why it is equal to norm of T into norm of T dash. So thus we proved that norm of T into norm of T dash equals to less equals to norm of T into norm of T dash less equal to norm of T norm of into norm of T dash. And note that T dash denotes the composition, T composition T dash. Thank you.